Hi everybody, this is Mike Gerdes from the Greater Philadelphia Center for Spiritual Living with Wonder Dog Yoga, bringing you another love note. I want to talk to you today about willpower. Now, there are times when we're supposed to use our willpower, such as making sure that we focus on a particular idea that we want to be experiencing rather than one we don't want to be experiencing. We get that, but there are times, like say for example, have you ever experienced despair? Have you ever experienced disillusionment? Have you ever experienced something like depression, something like that? When you're in that kind of a situation, when you're in that kind of a mindset, it's really hard to keep your mind focused on the good, the positive, and the true. I'm not saying it can't be done, but I'm saying it's difficult. So I'm going to suggest, in addition to your willpower, that you also think about something else. It's called why power. Figure out why you want to do what it is that you want to do. Now, if you don't know, if you don't have whys as to why you do what you do, why you're on this earth, why you're breathing and living and doing the things you want, just going through life, it might be a good time to figure out your why before you find yourself disillusioned, discouraged, or depressed. The truth is that every one of us is here because Spirit has something to do through us. And our job is to be open enough to Spirit so that we discover that. Now, nobody finds true satisfaction and happiness in life unless you find something to put your life to that is greater than yourself. I mean, if you want to experience joy and happiness, you got to look for giving others joy and happiness, fulfilling their needs, helping others out, having your mind focused on being of service to other folks. That's what brings you happiness. So what is it? What's your why? And if you don't have a good why, you better find one. Because there's going to be times that if you don't have a good why, it's going to be really hard to pick yourself up from the pit. No, I'm not saying that therapists aren't handy and psychiatrists aren't handy and the medications aren't good to take. You want to use all of those when you need to use all of those. My point is, they're less needy. You need those things less, generally, is what I'm proposing, if you have a good why. If you have a why that can take you from your depression into remembering what you're here to do and put aside whatever it is, whatever disappointment, whatever disillusion you have at the moment, and focus on what you're really here to do, you can move through that depression, you can move through that despondency, you can move through that despair and get back in the saddle and go about doing what you're here to do. But if you don't recognize what that is, and if you don't keep that foremost in your mind, it's easy to get lost. It's easy to get discouraged. It's easy to start worrying about or wondering about or having your mind going through what's it all about. There's too many of us that ask what's it all about and hit the F it switch, which basically means I'm fine. I'm just fine, which means we really aren't just fine. So I want you to tell me, respond back on the comment section what you perceive your why is. And if you don't know your why, then ask Spirit to reveal that to you. And if you need help along that lines, call Dr. Maxine or myself and set up an appointment to help you find that why, or reach out to a practitioner to help realize that why in your life. That's vital. We all need to have a why that's greater than ourselves. Greater than just putting money in the bank account. Greater than just looking good. greater than just having a new car or a fancy house. We have to have a purpose greater than ourselves. All right, folks, love you, and look forward to seeing you again on Friday. Tomorrow you get the opportunity to hear the lovely Reverend Dr. Maxine share a love note with you. And Yoga says good night.